Dylan Edwards continue this compelling campaign for a New South Wales Origin jumper. It is a heavyweight duel, and we're here at Marvel Stadium, and it's a wobbly kickoff, and Warbrick had to hustle, and he comes charging back, and the Pink Panthers drop him to ground 5 metres out from the Melbourne line. Now Welsh carries it out beyond the 10. Leota there. Tarek Sims starts at prop for the second time in succession for the Storm. Gallops out to the 20, and they go beyond it now through Josh King. Centre field, back to Welsh for his second run in the opening set of the game. Late offload, handy work. And Meany there doing what all good fullbacks do, supporting the offload, and then Munster back from a week off. He's been pretty quick, though, I reckon. And now Dylan Edwards. Played into Cogger, and now Totlaw. He's got 8 tries in the year. The New South Wales Origin winger. Sunya Taruba. Hasn't he punched above his weight in 2023? Tackled by King, 8 short of the halfway. Kenny for Fisher-Harris. Up against the number of his New Zealand Test teammates this evening. Over the halfway, Kenny for Yo, big shot. Sims, with a bit of old school grunt in that one. And now a kick by Jack Cogger. What an examination for him under the roof at Marvel Stadium. And Coates driven back in, a good kick chase by the Panthers. He got a try for Queensland in Origin 2, Xavier Coates, and now Justin Ollam bouncing off the attempted tackle. Leota and Isaiah Yeo combined now. Munster, who has run for, on average this year, 136 metres per game. That is big number for a 5'8". He's such a dangerous player regardless, but particularly when he's running the ball. And that's been his primary focus throughout the campaign. Now Meany up to the halfway.
Look in. Not late.
Oh, and Hughes got hit by Luai, and there's an objection from Harry Grant, and there's a whistle. Oh, they're continuing on a bit of the argy-bargy from Origin.
So this is a ruling which has crept into the game this year.
Split apart.
And do the referees say it's unnecessary contact?
I think report.
Is that the terminology? Because there's nothing wrong with that. He doesn't go at the legs. It's not late. It's simultaneous. He hits the shoulder. The arms are wrapped around. He puts him in an awkward position. But there's nothing illegal in it. The boys on the sideline, Billy or Cameron, can you find out? Billy? You down there, Bill?
Yeah, here.
What's the ruling there?
Yeah, well, theoretically, there's nothing really wrong with the tackle, except he put him in a dangerous position, and that's the ruling this year. You can nearly not hit a kicker these days. It's been happening all year, and this is just another one. It was simultaneous as he kicked the football, but unfortunately for Jerome Luai, Jerome Hughes was put in an awkward position, and that's the ruling from the NRL at the moment.
So Nick Meany is going to take the penalty shot to bring up what would be his 500th career point.
How's the surface, Bill?
Yeah, obviously with the roof on, Joey, that eliminates the rain and also the wind. So there'll be no rain here tonight and there'll be no wind. But the roof was actually opened a couple of hours before kickoff. So it has been raining down here in Melbourne, which has a layer of water on the surface. So the surface is still quite slippery. But like I said, no rain from here on in and no wind, which makes it a real even contest.
That's good news for sideline commentators. No rain, no wind. Here's Nick Meany from the right of the posts. And there's his 500th. And maybe a nod to the quality of the Panthers' defence there, taking the shot at goal. They concede 12.5 points per game, and they have conceded 33 tries throughout 17 rounds of footy until tonight.
How good is the roof in this stadium? It traps all the noise. Geez, Allianz would look good with a roof on it, wouldn't it?
It's a beauty. So when they play the T20 cricket here, the ball occasionally has hit the roof. I don't even think Matt Burton would kick a Steve in that light.
He'd go close.
I don't think so.
I reckon he'd go close.
Matt Burton would hit the roof here, Gus, would he?
No.
Let go.
Couldn't fire it out of a cannon and hit the roof. It's a long way up there.
It's a different feeling, though, isn't it? Really traps the atmosphere in and feels it very Colosseum-like.
Was there talk that Allianz Stadium may have had a roof?
Sydney definitely needs a stadium with a roof. No risk in the world.
On his foot, not before.
It would be even more spectacular if it was rectangular.
Oh, yeah. Ran out of money at Allianz, Joe. They might have to throw a tarp over the top. Here's Welch. Geez, a lot of offloading throughout the middle of the ground here, and Harry Grant goes for a scurry. I reckon that's the third offload so far from one of the big men, and Meany's been trailing up behind them right throughout the night, so that's an obvious tactic from Craig Bellamy. Does Melbourne play it and go over the 30? And Hughes, both the Melbourne halves love to run. Quick play the ball. Grant trying to get out. Thought might have been a hand on that. Yeah, it's a knock on.
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing tonight. The Panthers, as we've said, have got the best defence in the league by a long way. But how Harry Grant chooses to break this down, change the direction around the play the ball area, head out one way, head back the other, try to beat the markers and put pressure on them, and then link up with the edge. Now, it went wrong there, but it did create some space on the edge of the field as the Penrith defence started to compress at the threat that Harry Grant was just creating. I think you'll see a lot of dummy half running for him tonight, and look for Meany and Munster, but he's right there with him.
Wait there. Wait. Break.
Tungor now, 21-year-old centre. Now Sorensen. Penalty.
No. Comes down with Remus. Pulling at the ball.
See so many penalties these days where players get up with a very confused look on their face. Although players get confused very easily these days.
Oh, no. Leota's dropped it cold.
Well, you won't see that for the rest of his career. And it was a fast-moving defence. See, the Storm were really rushing up. And at play zero, if you move the ball laterally, let's have a look at the defence rushing up. Harry Grant it is. Just goes up and just... Moses takes his eye off the ball. Billy?
Yeah, I just mentioned before, just a little bit of water on the surface here, and when the ball hits the ground, it becomes really slippery. So obviously completions are a priority for both of these teams, but that ball is nice and slippery even with this roof closed.
I thought Moses Leota was just checking his footwork there in the slippery conditions around the middle there. He didn't seem too sure of his footing, and that's why he's missed the mark with the ball. I think it's a little bit more slippery than we imagined.
Good inroads here, Melbourne. Tarek Sims now, 12 metres short. Munster first receiver, dummies runs. Leota down below, and solid defence up top by James Fisher-Harris, but they're almost in the middle of the ground. Oh, there's a chance here. Sims rushing, they were all offside. They were miles offside there with the Penrith defenders around the post, and Big Nelson playing in the back row. Another re-trigger of the count, and Tungor gets up. Oh, there's a knock on it, dummy half.
Ball plants. Shot clock on.
Oh, ball plant.
Hey,
Explain a ball plant for us, Gus.
he ball plants and then doesn't stand with balance.
We
and
didn't have
control.
those in the 80s. What he's saying, he hasn't risen to his feet, but he's put the ball on too early and then he hasn't played the ball properly. You're supposed to stand to your feet before you put the ball on the ground. They don't like you getting up off the ground, planting the ball on the ground. Particularly there, Nelson, he never regained his feet at any stage. He just rolled the ball back.
And he's got a habit of that, Big Nelson. Sometimes when he's playing that ball, the foot doesn't touch the ball.
So Crichton for the Panthers. They look red hot early. The Melbourne Storm. Now Martin. His last club appearance, he ripped the Roosters apart in one of his best, well, maybe the best club game of his career. He was extraordinary. There you go. You can see they're really racing off the defensive line and cutting the Panthers off. Luai playing on the left now with Sorensen.
Yeah, the Panthers might want to think kicking early in the tackle count, sort of take that out. You wait till tackle 5, you get plenty of pressure on your kicker.
There's pressure on Cogger there, and it wasn't a deep kick by any means. Meaning's there to take it, but Taruva and Tungor lead the kick chase. The wins split 1 each between these clubs last year. Melbourne won the last matchup, round 22 last year. It was 16-0 at Penrith. A weakened Panthers outfit, and prior to that, they played in Magic round, and the Panthers thumped Melbourne. Big Nelson. Ball to King. Now it comes away to Munster, and he knows he's got to stop here because King was in front of him.
Just watching Jerome Luai back play, you got a stinger there. He's holding his left arm. Tackled Nelson, one-on-one.
Taruva, rock solid at the back. And Luai looks like he's okay now. And Tungor, oh, look at this. Plenty of muscle in that from Welsh and King, and they drive him back to his own 10, and now Top-Mop, 5th in the comp for running metres heading into tonight's game.
Well, we're 12 minutes in, and the Storm about 70% of possession. Sometimes when you get that, especially early in the game, they're at 65% of possession.
Second push. Get
Here's a
onside.
leg up to the Panthers. Sometimes you don't want that early when the opposition's fresh. So when you get that big flow of possession, you've got to get the scoreboard ticking.
Here it is, one up. Go.
Liero up against Liam Martin. You could hear the contact there. Oh, he's lost another one.
Coming into 2.
Yeah, this is a little more slippery
Shot clock on.
than we could have imagined being indoors.
Cameron.
As Billy said, they had the roof open earlier today, and there has been some showers of rain. And of course, if you shut the roof, well, nothing's going to dry in here. It's like putting a lid on an esky. So it's still cold and it's still damp.
What are you smiling at?
10 seconds.
Well, it's Friday night. The word esky.
Andrew's never put the lid on an esky. He's taken the lid off.
It's a waste of time. RSI.
She hasn't. This lad had a remarkable season. Will Warbrick, 11 tries in 15 games. He's got 8 in his last 6. He scored 4 against the West Tigers, and he could be a contender for Dally M Rookie of the Year, Will Warbrick. And he's 25 years of age.
Watching the Storm play, they're sending a lot of traffic at Jerome Luai.
Nelson, whoa, how's the fend? It was a go-gadget arm fend on Fisher Harris. He swatted him away. Now Welsh, now Munster, dummy run. Tackled well, Leota and Fogger in combination with Kenny. 14 metres short of the Panthers line. They're throwing a lot at them here. Penrith hasn't cracked yet. It's a deep kick. Warbrick with a running leap. It's knocked back. It's cleaned up by Sorensen. He's going to be driven back to the in goal. No. Goes to ground with it.
Well, there's an injury in back play to Dylan Edwards. That challenge. He's holding an ankle.
He's all right.
So the trainer's out there with him. And he looks fine. Yeah, the Storm sending a lot of traffic at Jerome Luai with no Nathan Cleary. He's going to take on a lot of extra responsibility in attack, trying to wear him out, get his tackle count up.
Charge down from Grant. He picks it up and he dashes away for the first try. All effort.
Yeah, well, the Storm have just continually put pressure on every set of six. I said the Panthers needed to kick earlier in the tackle count. Otherwise, they're going to get pressure on their kicker. And here it is. This is a culmination of 5 or 6 sets of pressure from the Melbourne Storm. Look how deep Cogger gets back. Harvey Norman replay. He's the only one back there. Everyone else is upfield chasing the kick. And Harry Grant gets the run through, gets the charge down and picks up the simple try. That's just sustained pressure and Panthers not doing anything to alleviate it.
Well, we'll see on the high shot. Normally, they chase from marker. But Harry Grant actually chases from the defensive line, so it's a 20-metre effort. Now, he does this all the time. Have a look where he is. He's next to the ref. He sprints 20 metres to get there and gets a result. Now, he probably does this 15 times a game and gets no result. But this time, the gut buster to get there, that's why he's a special player. Billy?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Joey. He's an every-time player. He's not a sometimes player. Harry Grant will be doing this in the 79th minute. These effort plays, and Harry Grant, he leads them through the middle of the field. He's been rewarded with a try and a 4-pointer here tonight, but this is Harry Grant all over. Get out, off your line, put in the work for the team. The young man's been rewarded here.
You could see him change gears. And he wasn't happy just to put pressure on. He wanted to get there and charge it down. What a player.
The most impressive beginning by Melbourne. Under the roof at Marvel Stadium, it is 8-0.
Wait for the clock. Okay, time to run.
Melbourne really dominating the first 16 and a bit minutes here. Hughes goes to Welsh.
That was nearly forward,
Yeah, it
that
was.
pass. That was line ball.
Wait.
Panthers looking to aim up defensively here. Barely seen this end of the ground. It's been Melbourne with all the ball and Melbourne with all the real estate. They failed to put King on the ground. He plays it to Grant. Here's the arrow. Collides with Fisher-Harris. And Kenny in there also. That's that chopped up part of the ground. And a long kick by Hughes. Lands with Taruva, who has 5 tries in the season so far.
Give room now!
Well, the Panthers haven't seen the other end of the field, have they? Everything's working out of their own half. Melbourne Storm just winning the field position battle at the moment.
Here's Crichton, runs it at Grant, who doesn't miss him from marker. Oh, he's copped, he might have copped
You
a
grabbed
boot
him.
here. Munster, has he?
Marker in place.
He's okay.
Billy, are you breathing?
Go 3.
Important to breathe.
Eating chips, actually.
Here's Moses Leota, nearly pulled through there after a couple of handling errors in succession. That's a relief. And now a kick up in the air from Luai. Tungor's after it. He's supreme athlete, this guy Warbrick, and they tackled him in the air.
He's coming down, it ends up dangerous here. Still just off the ground, ankles.
My goodness, he's an athlete.
What a find. So he's playing rugby sevens. Went to the Olympics here.
Yeah. Won a silver medal. For New Zealand, that is. The kick for touch by Hughes. So another chance for Melbourne, and they'll be up inside Penrith's half early in this set. Harry Grant down a short side. Oh, Taruba's come limping away from that. Another offload. The ball goes to Grant and juggled by King. He's put it down. Taruba with the trainer. Oh. I think he's gone.
It was on the back of that really great low tackle. Is it a knee? He looks in all sorts.
He's trying to run it off. He might be getting better the more he keeps moving that. Initially, I thought he was gone. Oh, the Panthers have got another one.
He's nowhere near it. He's nowhere
This
near
is
it.
clunky.
Shot clock on.
Well, it's that middle of the area where the circle is. That's where they start the AFL. Is it the bounce? When they do the bounce in the middle of the field. You can see the high shot. You can see how much it's... Well, that pass just went behind. It was a poor pass. Panthers are appealing, but you can see that middle section quite churned up.
Billy Slater, can you just have a look out there and see how many Panthers are wearing long studs and how many of the Melbourne Storm players are wearing long studs?
Onto it.
That's believable. You don't make it up for him, do you?
Well, Cameron Smith told me every night game he played in screw-ins. I can't believe they play in moulded soles on at night players.
More good ball for Melbourne now. Just outside the Penrith 20. Meany dumps it for Olam. They're down within 6 metres of the line. Harry Grant sends it to King, out to Munster, and on for Big Nelson.
Last one, get to the line.
Munster kicks to the end goal. Coates is coming, but Crichton is as good a leaper as there is in the game, and he takes that in the end goal. So we're going to come back to the 20. And a bit of respite for the Panthers, who have been under all sorts of pressure. And it must be said, a lot of it has been self-induced through errors.
Yeah, they've got to get an early kick here. Tackle 2 or 3, just let it go. While the fullback's up behind the line, space in behind, just get a kick away.
Let it go now, Harry!
Instead of either waiting around for a knock-on or a fifth tackle where you're under pressure.
It might be a turning point. 7-tackle restart.
Here's Martin, bounced away from Olive. Another lost ball. Oh, it's penalty.
Yeah.
Playing at the ball.
Well, they've got lucky there. That's what happens, see. They've hardly completed a set of 6, so kick early and see if you can't win some field position that way. Anyway, they got a penalty.
This is their first chance inside Melbourne's half. Very unfluent. Two-time premiers early on. Oh, Nelson knocked Isaiah Yeo into next week. Cogger, Sorensen. Backhanded pass, juggled by Coggeroo. And nearly lost another one.
Josh, step, Josh. Go for Josh.
Tackle number 4. Go inside, Fisher Harris trying to hold the defenders off. Liero wraps him up, Grant's there too. Down low, Kamitha on the field. They're on the 10. Yo plays out the back. It's Luai, he's going to roll it through. Sorrent's way too deep.
Well, it's not the worst set of 6 I've ever seen, but it's in the finals.
Well, there's not that calming voice of your halfback. There's the hit from Big Nelson. And then we've got Nathan Cleary barking at him. And sometimes when you haven't got your conductor out there screaming at you, players go rogue. Start doing stuff they're not supposed to.
Wholehearted start for the veteran Tarek Sims. They don't get any smaller off the bench, do they? Kamitha gallops into Penrith territory. Play the Grant. And then Hughes, oh, that was delightful. And then Eisenhuth runs through. Great tackle, Edwards. They stack up the right-hand side now. Hughes fires it away. Smith, one-handed pass, try. Another one, Big Nelson's over.
Coming in the 5.
Oh, Remus Smith. The great lead-up work. Attacking out a dummy half. And get the ball to their ball players. And blasting the ruck tonight, the Storm. Look at this. Get straight through, Harvey Norman replay, and then watch Remus Smith. Watch the right foot step as he catches this ball. He hits the ball early. Bang. Right foot step inside. Nelson keeps his legs moving, and you're not going to stop him from there. This will look great here. Look at that right foot step. Fends through the line, one arm offload, and find the biggest man in the world. Oh, hang on. Billy, what do you think?
I don't know. There was a bit of a bobble there. What's the new ruling this year? If it comes away from the hand or wrist, we'll get a closer look here.
Oh, is there a second? Is there a second effort?
Well, Taruva's hit the ball, and that's come away from the hand for sure.
I think there's a hand on him here. He goes and no, he loses the ball. This is no try.
Yeah.
It's in the Rugby League dictionary now, bobble. I wonder if the bunker will say bubble. Let's have a listen.
Okay, mate.
Hey, can I grab a
The
towel?
bunker can't see a bobble there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're looking for a bobble. I
Coming
think
in
we've
to
seen
tackle
a
5.
bobble.
I want you to have a look at grounding for me, mate.
At this point, Nelson Asofa-Solomona has possession. He then breaks the tackle and is still... We're just looking to determine that he retains possession. The ball shifts, however, Nelson Asofa-Solomona keeps his left hand in contact with the ball and pressed against his right arm, meaning that he retains possession and grounds the ball.
Oh, please.
Okay, Nick.
Wow. Wow.
Where does he compare of big men, Gus, you've seen play the game? Big Nelson. You've probably seen bigger men, but nowhere near as mobile or skillful.
Oh, I don't know. He's a pretty big human being.
No, I'm talking about days gone by. Can you compare him to...
Oh, no, they're big. They're all big. They're all bevel.
No one's that big.
Yeah, they're big.
That's capital letters big.
Willie Mason's big, man.
Yeah, Willie would have been probably 110, 115 kilo. Nelson would be 125. I'm sure my phone will start.
That's before lunch.
Going off. Willie, how heavy did you play at?
Excuse me, did we not see a bobble there?
Off the post and over, it's 14-0.
Stay on.
Oh, the Storm riding shotgun here. 14-0. Kamakamita runs into a three-man Pink Panther tackle. Lindsay Smith at 15's on the ground now.
I was really keen, as I said earlier, to see what Harry Grant did here tonight. He's really tested either side of the ruck with brilliant passing or the odd run, teasing the markers. Threw a long pass about 30 metres a couple of sets ago, and it really opened an opportunity down the left. They didn't get there, but they'll come back to that.
Gee, they're really rolling up the middle of the ground, aren't they? It's another powerful set after a try.
The service out of dummy half is outstanding.
And the Panthers get the ball back right down their end of the ground. It is a time-honoured formula, isn't it? He's outside for the Panthers, having to work overtime. Here's Taruva. Now Lindsay Smith. A little change of direction there, but can't advance too far. Cogger kicks flat and tries to find some space, but it's trapped neatly by Nick Meaney. And back comes Xavier Coates. He's got 7 tries in his last 5 games in Melbourne. And 25 tries in 30 games for the Storm overall. He's been a super signing for the club, and now they really muscle up on Warbrick. The referee, well, he's lost the ball anyway. I was just going to say, the call of held stopped him from going over the sideline, but he dropped it.
Well, there was hands all over this ball. They've got away with one here, the Panthers.
We got to go back to where
They're going to challenge it.
Let's go.
Isaac Tungall. No, he drops it. Great tackle.
Plenty of chat going on out there from the Melbourne Storm. They're certainly very animated tonight. They're out talking, they're out working, they're out running, they're out playing the Panthers.
Danica, some news for a sideline.
Yes, about 7 minutes ago, Tarek Sims went from the field with a head injury. He's just getting assessed at the moment, so he's going through the protocols to determine whether he'll be back on the field. He's also got a nasty cut to his head as well, so he'll be getting that attended to. We'll keep you updated.
Okay, thank you, Danica. Crichton now.
6 more.
Liero held on to him. Wasn't going to let him get a quick play the ball away. And then Yo, and now James Fisher-Harris. Penny sends it right. Yo for Cogger. Martin back on an angle. Liero and Grant combine. They're 12 out. Love a try just to settle some of the nerve, which has been pretty obvious, I'd say, early on here. They're inside Melbourne's 10 for the first time in the game. Kenny right now to Fisher-Harris. Cogger's pass missed the mark, but it was picked up after one bounce by Crichton. Play to Edwards. Away to Cogger. And now Fisher-Harris again. Haven't asked a question on this set so far. They get to tackle 5. Cogger, Edwards rolls it through. Grant's there to Scoop it up off the ground, and once again, a lamentable set for the Panthers down Melbourne's end.
And who's there to get the ball? Harry Grant.
He's doing everything. He's doing absolutely everything. He'll pack up the gear and clean the dressing rooms afterwards too.
Gee, it looked like he'd lost that. It's an extraordinary effort to hang on to the ball there.
They look really clunky, the Panthers. There's no rhythm to what they're doing at all.
Look at this kick by Munster. It's a bit of a missed kick. Edwards was actually running backwards, and then he realised it was a shallow kick, and he's had to make ground to be tackled 12 out from the halfway. Very clunky.
Look at the forwards trying to get back on side. The early kick. 2-3 forwards still trying to get back. There's the earlier game over in New Zealand. Jeez, the Bunnies, they bounced back. 20 minutes into the game, they were leading 6-0. The Warriors, and the penalty count was 6-0. They had a lot of leg ups. Great performance by the Bunnies.
All right, a good chance here for the visitors. Lindsay Smith playing on Sorensen. Gee, hit that at speed. 14 metres short, Smith again. Knocked over by Hughes, and Eisenhuth played it really quickly and went right to Yo. And now Cogger, he rolls it through. It'll be a try, surely. Yes, Crichton's there. Has he missed it?
He's missed it.
He did all the work.
He loses his feet.
And no grounding, yeah?
You can see him trying to...
Okay, Jerry. Coming into 4. We've got no try, no grounding. I want to see if Steve Crichton is tackled prior to us trying to attempt to get the ball.
He tries to change direction, and the wheels are spinning. Great kick. Bring the
Kick
defense.
chase on the right is onside.
Bring the defense up, gets it in behind.
Just looking to see if Stephen Crichton is contacted without the ball.
Yeah, this will be a send bin. Nick Mooney grabs hold of that left arm, so he can't use two hands to get the ball down.
Looking at the actions of Nick Meaney.
He can't get two hands to the ball. Nick Mooney grabs hold of the left arm.
Yeah. Nick Meaney impedes Stephen Crichton at this point. Stephen Crichton then knocks the ball in the in goal. In our opinion, if Nick Meaney isn't grabbing at the left arm as Stephen Crichton, he could potentially ground the ball with two arms. We'll be awarding a penalty try.
Good decision.
Turning point.
Well, it's a bonus for them, isn't it?
Now, in years gone by, was there such thing as an 8-point try?
Yeah, that's for foul play.
Foul play.
In the act of scoring the try, on the man that says he's scoring the try. That's not an 8-point try there. Harvey Norman replay. Lovely little grub kick in behind by Cogger. Nick Meaney makes a grab. Doesn't allow Crichton free passage to the ball.
Some pretty obvious ruck ones, all right, and we're getting stuck in there and we're holding on. It was Tom a couple of times. Let's tidy that up, yeah?
So that's a bonus for the Panthers.
Of course, if that wasn't a penalty try, that would have been deemed professional foul, and Nick Meaney would have been in the bin for 10 minutes. Billy Slater.
Yeah, I think they got that decision right. Certainly impeded Stephen Crichton here. And Nick Meaney, probably lucky he didn't go to the sin bin. It was only a penalty try, but plenty of ball down this end of the field from the Panthers, and Nick Meaney's done a great job getting the defensive line organised. They had to revert to a kick, so Cogger might, next time he gets down there, just revert to that kick a little bit earlier. Very hard to go around the Melbourne Storm, especially in these conditions.
Might be a big moment in this game right there. No. So Crichton delivers in a big moment once again. He was there to compete for the ball after a little deft kick by Jack Cogger, and they've just settled into the game there. An important try for the Panthers, who were down 14-0 and have just wrestled back a little bit of momentum. Some more news from Danica.
Yes, a timely boost for the Melbourne Storm. Tarek Sims has passed his head injury assessment and he's standing out here on the sideline, about 10 seconds away from running back into the action.
Here's Spencer Leniu. He didn't need any description there. You can see him sprinting with his first touch of the ball. And they've made excellent ground here, the Panthers. Sorensen comes steaming onto another one. And the ball out the back, and it's bounced for the Panthers, and there should be a touch. There's 6 more tackles. There's been a swing here, definitely.
That was a big play by Mitch Kenny. Huge play. West back red zone. Panthers. Let them play the ball.
Ball in the last 2 sets. Crichton. See if they can score here. They'd be on super terms with themselves when you think how far off the pace they were for the first 20-odd minutes. Smith's been good off the bench. Quick play the ball again. Kenny, Faluai, out the back for Tungor. Isaac Tungor! Tungor slips through and puts it down. They've gone back-to-back here. The Panthers go the full length of the field with a tackle count restart in the middle, and it was 14-0. It's now 14-10.
Well, they got some possession and field position. Harvey Norman replay. Jerome Luai goes to the line. Beautiful pass. Select pass on the outside. Tungor, he's an underrated player. There's an opportunity to score a try. He scores them. Tough. Runs strong. And we highlighted in pre-game how Jerome Luai likes to get into the line in this position and play to his back row. I think the Melbourne Storm have done their homework. That time, Remus Smith, he was looking for that back rower. Game on.
Well, the thing I like there is that they played away from Asio. So much of their attacking football goes through their lock forward, who plays like a big halfback. But this time it misses Asio, goes out to Jerome Luai, and that gives their outside backs a little bit of room to move. Isaac Tungor, I think he's a future back rower, but gee whiz, has made a great fist of playing in the centres in the NRL team for the Panthers over the last couple of years. Brilliant young talent.
Local junior.
Yep. St Mary's boy.
Yep.
Been a few of them over the years.
Not wrong. Melbourne were all over this game. 14-0. Can't bring it back. Consecutive tries for the Panthers, and a totally different complexion over this game now. Oh, Smith jarred. Big impact.
Last 5 sets, look at that, all Panthers. And trace that back to that 50-50. The ball, the dummy half, Mitch Kenny got, and the ball went on the ground.
try for Sorensen. He's having a fine season as a starting back row. He was the super sub for 2 or 3 years, and he's been among the Panthers' best on that left edge so far in 2023. The kick finds Coates. Oh, Coates has busted through them here. Crichton missed him and had to wrap him up.
Well, Liam Martin slipped over.
Now Warbrick. He's placed to Munster, and out to Nick Mooney, and they go over to Coates. It's the origin battle. The Blues and the Queensland winger come together. Munster, across from Harry Grant, and then Hughes played on. Now Big Nelson one-on-one with Lou. He's toying with him. He got a ball away. It was picked up beautifully by Smith.
Maybe a shoulder charge here by Isaac Tungle.
Hughes, he dropped it, Tarek Sims. There was something brewing out left. They had an overlap.
Last tackle, here.
Isaac Tungle comes out of the line to try to shut the play off. Now, I think he braces. Whether they're going to deem that a shoulder charge, but for me, he just braces for the contact. No? Wow.
Well, it's been some sort of comeback. They really weren't in the contest, the Panthers. But they've rallied and they're back in this. That's what the really good teams do. Can't always be at your best, but you've just got to hang in there and wait for it to turn.
Here's Smith. He's been heavily involved. Now Luai up against the big fellas. Sends a pass out to Martin, and now Crichton. There was no panic in that outside defence from Melbourne. Ball played back now, and Cogger, he's going to bang it up in the air. Lindsay Smith's chasing, Sorensen's chasing. The ball's gone back. It's come back to the Panthers. It's a try to Martin after the pinball from the contest. Penrith might be ahead here at halftime. That would be incredible.
There's a bit to look at here. But this is the quality of the Panthers, defending premiers 2 years running, under all sorts of pressure early, nothing going their way, and they've just ground their way back into this. Nice kick. Lindsay Smith up in the air, gets the knockback. There's a little bit of ricochet there. Lindsay Smith picks it up and throws a flick pass off the ground. Harvey Norman replay. This would be brilliant to watch close up. Lindsay Smith, tap back. He catches it and flicks it out the back.
Oh, what about that?
Perfectly.
The Gidley flick.
Perfectly.
He's having a blinder, Lindsay Smith.
He likes the hard work, doesn't he, Lindsay Smith? Tradesman-like. Chases kicks. Billy.
We spoke about Harry Grant in the first try. Just have a look at Liam Martin on the inside of Cogger here. This is where he comes from. Comes from behind the play of the ball, just to put himself in the picture, just in case. The ball comes back, ricochets off Harry Grant. Lindsay Smith gets up, flick pass, and guess who's there? Liam Martin. You keep your feet moving, you get rewarded.
So that the front rower Smith's contested the bomb, then he's got the rebound, then he's beatsoned it around the corner.
That's brilliant.
Lindsay Smith, is he a local boy?
Yeah.
Just another one.
He's a kid who deserves everything he gets. I've never seen a kid work so hard in the younger years. He was, you see the size that he is now, that's all hard work and training. He was a string bean kid, but you never see a kid train so hard. He'd lead them up every day. And he's built his opportunity in the NRL on sheer effort and perseverance.
Did he come into grade as a back or a forward?
He's always been considered to be a forward, maybe a lock forward, but he's really worked on himself, his body, but he's always been a real effort player.
Oh, you just saw it there, didn't you?
Well, you need those players in your team. You can have superstars, but you need your Lindsay Smiths to win comps.
Can you believe Penrith are leading at halftime?
No.
You wouldn't have bet 100 to 1. Oh, that's why they're the premiers twice over. From 14-0 to Melbourne, totally dominating, to 16-14 Penrith after 40.
Well, there's absolutely no reason to rush him at all. They can take as long as they like to get him back.
Lindsay Smith. Whoa! Monstered by Nelson.
Up square, win!
Don't run when there's a big shadow coming.
It was Sims, sorry. You thought it was Nelson the way he hit him. It was Tarek Sims.
He was a good cricketer, Lindsay Smith. He actually had to make a choice between cricket and rugby league. He might be second-guessing himself after Nelson.
And they've dropped the ball. This is how they started the first half. A rattling tackle by Tarek, and he's all pumped up.
It was a big reaction from a lot of the big boys. And Kamikamitha, he was up on his toes. He's the tackle by Tarek. And you saw the reaction from Tarek Sims after the error. I get the feeling the Storm copped a big spray at halftime. Look at the reaction. I think Coach Bellamy, he may have opened the shoulders.
Shot clock off. Hold there. Break. Joe. Way early.
Melbourne will take the shot at penalty goal. Nick Meaney, who's notched up 500 career points tonight, is looking to level scores at 16 each. It's a very valuable player for Melbourne this year, Nick Meaney. Round 18 of the Premiership is Beanies for Brain Cancer Round in support of the Mark Hughes Foundation. In Australia, brain cancer kills more children than any other disease and more people under the age of 40 than any other cancer. Get to any NRL game this weekend to purchase your beanie and help support this outstanding cause. And it's great to see so many people supporting Beanies for Brain Cancer again this weekend. And on the bottom right of screen there's the QR code.
You scan that, yeah?
Yep.
Take your phone.
Straight to where you need to be. And you can buy up as many beanies as you like there. Oh, he's dropped one. Wow. Gee, there's been some uncharacteristic ball handling.
Well, the referee yelled out, "Get out of there, Nelson." I think it spooked Kamikamitha. I think he took his eyes off the ball when the referee yells out. If we can get audio with it.
It's here, guys.
He definitely did. He definitely yelled at Nelson.
Let's go. If I get an advantage. Come on, let's go.
Well, it's an intriguing contest, isn't it? Not perfect from either side by any stretch of the imagination, but it's had its moments.
Cogger for Liam Martin. Luai for Crichton. Eisenhuth good front on tackle. Kamikamitha helping. Down on the 10-metre line. And Spencer. High intensity. All power. Stopped by Sims. Kenny for Yo. Cogger. Sorensen. Legs tackled by Grant. And now Yo. And now Now Cogger over the back, and Edwards quick hands, and it's away to Stephen Crichton, and he's up against Munster. Plays it on the last one. Lindsay Smith getting into a hole there. And Cogger's got it back. He's going to kick over the top, and Warbrick gets back and takes it superbly.
Jump from outside. I thought he was contesting.
Lindsay Smith.
Shot clock on.
Again.
I thought he was contesting.
A lot of change of angles tonight by the Panthers.
Challenge if you like.
Here's the kick. All fair and legal. Both competing for the ball. Great kick from Cogger.
I thought he was contesting, mate. He's trying to catch. Let's go, 10 seconds.
Gee, it was an accurate kick on the back of it. Munster, he's going to go short. Has it gone the 10? It has. They fly. It's tapped back, but only to Tungor. They'll be hard to stop here, the Panthers. They got 3 in quick succession to end the first half, and they're hoping to start the second in similar vein. Dylan Edwards, stopped by Isaac and helped by Karma Kamiko.
Every time Spencer Leniu looks up and sees Nick Mooney in the line, and he gets the ball and charges up.
Now Lindsay Smith. Another wholehearted run, which ends less than a metre from the line. Luai. And Tungor left a defender laying on the ground and runs away to score. There's some agitation in back play. In fact, there might even be some concern for the Melbourne defender.
He's knocked himself out.
Oh, it's Warbrick.
Yeah, the Panther boys were quick to get over there. He seems okay now. He's a strong, strong boy, Isaac Tungor. Harvey Norman replay, quick hands. Warbrick seems to get it, cut it down, but really gets a hammering there. Melbourne Storm player stopped, and Tungor's just raced in for another try. What's that? 4 tries in about 15 or 16 minutes.
Gus, you spoke about Isaac Tungor, big collision, being a back rower. Why is that?
I think that's where he'll be. I think that's where he played a fair bit of his junior football. And he was kind of seen as a back row replacement, but they've lost a couple of centres, and they've got so many really good forwards that he's just made a fist of playing in the outside backs. I think he's going to be a back rower.
So next year when Taylor May comes back, do you see Taylor May as a winger or a centre?
I see Taylor as a centre. Taylor's a beast.
Get off track and just get back to the square. Next time we're on that.
Taylor's a very, very strong young man.
These local juniors, the coaching, the development of these local juniors, and they lose a couple every year, but they just keep producing player after player. And I can imagine young players in the area in Penrith growing up, all they want to do is play for Penrith.
There's more coming, mate. They've got some brilliant young outside backs coming through the grades at the moment.
Nelson, no late stuff off the ball, okay? Once the ball's gone.
Well, that's a very unfortunate occurrence with Warbrick jamming it off the wing, trying to save the try, and he got collected by Tungor, and that's his night done.
Yeah, that'll be category 1. And they'll need to test him. I'm just trying to look at what shuffling they'll do now here with the Melbourne Storm.
Wishart, Tyron Wishart has gone to the right wing. He's been used as a utility anywhere in the forward pack. Haven't seen him play on the wing.
Well, his dad played on the wing.
Have you seen how much he looks like his dad?
Yeah, it's eerie.
It is frightening.
I've called hell.
Same smile, same complexion, same hair, same eyes, same dimples. No, his thighs aren't that big. One thing he hasn't got of his dad used to play in these ankle boots, high tops, and a winger.
So the tries for Penrith, Crichton the 31st, Tungor 34th, Martin 39th, Tungor 46th. 4 tries in 13 minutes. They're on the back foot for the first half hour of the game.
It's a hell of a run.
Back foot, they were a bit standing. They were gone.
Should say too, the Crichton try was the penalty try. Remarkable resurgence. Cogger working with Luai now. And Tungor's loving his work so far tonight. And then Yo tries to roll away from the defenders, but he's dragged down by Munster. And the skipper Welsh out there too. Lovely ball, Cogger to Martin. He's hit hard though in the end. Cogger with a kick. Borderline whether they're onside. It's still play on. Oh, it bounced back for the Storm, fortunately.
Jack Cogger was a beautiful kick
might be
again.
falling, but it's high.
The play before, he stopped on his run. Beautiful short pass to Liam Martin. I watched him over the years come through the juniors. He was at the Knights there for a while. He was always earmarked as a long-term NRL halfback, but he's developed slowly. But in this Panthers team, he's finding his mojo. Geez, he's looking good.
Danica, what can you tell us?
Yes, as suspected, we do have confirmation that Willie Warbrick has been ruled out showing Category 1 symptoms. So, unfortunately, it does mean that his night is over, and now it is likely that he'll be having to sit out the next 11 days as well.
Yes, he's had a wonderful campaign. Through the hands, and eventually Liero comes bursting onto one. Tackled by Cogger. Back to the middle of the ground with Eisenhuth.
You've got to get back to work here, Harry Grant.
Into the corner, pressure for top. Oh, took it. Well, and comes out the other side. This has been a complete reversal.
Well, it's confidence. They didn't go away from the game plan. They all know their jobs. It's an amazing play.
Sorensen's had another fine game. Gallops into Melbourne territory now. Isaiah Yo out the back to Cogger. He's running this time. And super fast play the ball. Kenny had to rush in there. Luai, up it goes. Taruba racing after it. Now Wishart has got a completely different role to the one he may have been expecting to play, but he is equal to the task on that occasion. Meany. Panthers hunting up in defence now. Olin, good pressure relieving run that one.
Well, they're right back in their wheelhouse, aren't they? 6 points in front on the scoreboard. Now they can back their defence. Control the ball, kick and chase, back their defence. Right where they like to be. Still, the Melbourne Storm, they're a champion club too. They can hang in there and come back. Made a recovery, Taruva, hasn't he?
Yeah.
They all wrote him off in the first half.
Danica, great crowd here under the roof at Marvel Stadium.
It is an incredible crowd here. 26,703 in attendance this evening. It is a great atmosphere here. It's such an interesting stadium to be at, and you can sort of feel the sounds, the cheers from all the crowd just circulating. It's a fantastic atmosphere.
And Cogger on tackle 3, thought about a kick there. He was rushed to decided to take the tackle. They couldn't put him on the ground, though. He's really growing confidence out there, Jack Cogger. Sloppy pass. Oh, look out. Chance of Coates to get the ball back. Crichton's got it. It's a Penrith knock-on.
Yeah, we've called a couple of Origin games from here in the past. One most famously, I think, was 2006 when Darren Lockyer scooped up that loose ball to score a try to win it for Queensland, and that was the start of the big run. They didn't see them for dust. Yeah, they didn't see them for dust after that. New South Wales were in front in the shadows of the winning post. Darren Lockyer scoops up a loose ball, scores under the posts, and the Blues didn't see the Maroons forever.
Well, Meany's been clocked high here. He was feeling for his jaw. He didn't stay down. The referee missed it. Hughes. Munster for Liero.
He's been quiet, Munster. It won't be for long.
Kamikamitha now strides towards the posts. Smith and Yeo combine in defence. 5 metres out when the ball was played. Hughes to the world's biggest back rower, Nelson Asafa-Solomona. That was super fast play, and King's trying to get there, but look at the pink jumpers wrap around the ball like cling wrap.
Change over.
Yeah, great reaction in defence there. Just watch the Panthers get back on the line, get onside, and come forward to take the collision. Lindsay Smith was in there again. That's homework too, because they read that Harry Grant will run the ball on tackle 5. He will try for a try assist close to the line. They nailed it.
So Martin cuts it out past the Panthers 30, and Yeo just keeps going and going, doesn't he, Yeo? 80 minutes every time he plays. Out to Sorensen, who's caused headaches for Melbourne's right-hand edge defence.
Watch it, Lindsay.
Luai kicks under big pressure there from Nelson. He chased hard from Marker. Meany takes it on the fly, but he's going to be driven back here. Martin and Lenu combining. Xavier Coates. Here's Jerome Hughes. Taking on the bigger men. But got closed down by Yeo along with Luai. Munster, another flat pass away to King this time. Melbourne close enough if they're good enough. They'll have to shift the momentum, and that kick is a tantalising one, but Edwards, so well taken.
We saw Munster there. He got the ball and played short to Josh King and then followed his pass and got the ball again on the next play. That's when he's dangerous. When he goes play for play for play. When he doubles up on the plays, you got to watch.
Early ball for Tangor now. Taruva making good metres. Played it quickly on play 5, and that'll give Cogger a fair bit of time to drill a low kick in between winger and fullback. And it's perfectly weighted. And Coates striding back, met by Sorensen.
They're just getting into a little bit of a grind here, a cycle of kick and chase. And this could decide the contest here, who comes out of this little period on top. Kick.
Scary.
Sorensen. Is he holding a pick? Oh.
Turnover.
mark that one down.
Yep.
Scoreboard pressure.
He's in trouble, Sorensen. He's still out the back here with the trainer.
He's trying to keep going.
The trainer, I think, is trying to get him off, and Sorensen won't have anything to do with it.
Taking off the far side. There's a fatigue alert. Getting up to around 4.5 minutes since there's been a break of play.
Luai, Martin. Oh, Martin with the ball around the corner that wasn't on, and Big Nelson grabs it.
When the ball's in play for this long, and there's real fatigue. The next penalty, whoever gets the penalty, that's a big advantage.
It's Hosking who's just come out there around the legs on Kamakamita. Now Munster with his dummy and run, but it wasn't taken by Fisher Harris, and Hosking coming in there, and Smith. He's had a long stint, Lindsay Smith.
Oh, he'll play for 3 days. He doesn't need a rest.
And now Edwards. Whoa. And Taruba nearly cuts through. Let's go to Billy, sideline.
Yeah, you talk about that fatigue alert, and you see the little men going through the middle of the field here now. The
Luai dancing, Luai still alive, beat another one of them, got it over the back, and Tottle's in the middle of the ground. He gets a one-hander out the back. Edwards is always there, juggled by Tungor. And the play breaks down on Melbourne's 30-metre line. Stay there, Billy, we'll get back to you in 1 second. Ball played here. It's Kenny, away to James Fisher-Harris.
Gee, that was good football, wasn't it?
Nelson.
And Martin down the left.
Go 10, Nelson.
Holds Meany away. Martin burrowing towards the line.
6 more.
Oh, another set of 6. They are only just hanging on here, Melbourne. Olam trying to put a shot on. Edwards bounced off.
Justin Olam, well, look at that. He led with the head. Oh.
And now Moses Leota. This will take a monumental effort for the Storm to repel the Panthers here. Yoda Luai, and now Tungor. That's an excellent tackle by Smith.
Great defence.
Luai went back to Martin. He wasn't expecting they come here, Jerome. He goes back now to Yo. And over to Edwards, and Hosking tries to run into a hole. He beat one of them behind.
Get up, Harry! Way back. Wait.
Now Big Moses goes again. They've held on well so far, the Storm. Go out to Cogger on the ground, picked up by Tungor, thought about a kick. Fended them off, stayed alive, ball still alive, and he tried to roll a kick through in the end, and Hosking's come through to get it and pick it up and score.
Not sure if he's onside.
Not sure if it's even hit his boot, to be truthful.
No, I want to see if there's an obstruction.
I'll look for an obstruction.
Okay, Jerry. No try on tackle 6.
It's brilliant
I want to see
football by
if
the
there's a Melbourne
Panthers.
player in that who's obstructed from coming forward to the kicker.
Well, he's onside. Hosking, jersey 18. Bottom of your screen there.
Has he kicked it yet?
Well, they must be leading in. They're worried about an obstruction. Is it Fisher Harris and Jerome Hughes? Watch Jerome Hughes with the headgear, and watch
Just looking to determine if there's any obstruction in the play.
James Fisher Harris in jersey number 10. Yeah, this will be a no try.
Where's he obstructed?
Well,
There's no obstruction at this point. Jerome Hughes is not impeded from defending on Isaac Tago.
this will be a try then.
And he is onside.
Now looking to determine that Isaac Tago does in fact kick the ball.
It's a kick.
Isaac Tago's boot contacts the ball before it hits the ground. Now need to clear the onside element.
He's onside.
Isaiah Yeo and James Fisher-Harris are the only players in front of the ball at this point. Lindsay Smith is onside and cleanly gathers the ball.
Mate, it's a young mule.
But anyway,
It's a young mule.
And grounds the ball in the in goal.
That's Zach Hosking.
Zach Hosking grounds the ball.
thanks, Mr. Bunky. You've corrected yourself. Billy!
Well, we spoke about the fatigue in the game at the moment. It was the fresh legs that got the try. A great decision by Ivan Cleary, the coach of the Penrith Panthers, to put Zach Hoskins on. He's only been on for 5 minutes, but he's going to take something a little bit left field, and it was Tago just bouncing around, brushing tackles, and then putting in an unorthodox kick. There's Melbourne Storm players everywhere. There's no straight line, and Hosking, he's the one that breaks the fatigue drought.
Harvey Norman replay there. Zach Hosking. Actually, he came through the juniors at Newcastle, I think, with Jack Cogger. They all played under 20s together. He's found a home at Penrith.
So when did Panthers score their first try? 31st minute, was it?
Yeah.
31st minute. And then 22. So that's 9:22. That's 30, in 31 minutes, they're going to have scored 28 points to 2 after looking as though they're being run over by the Melbourne Storm. 28-2.
After the clock, guys.
It's 28-16.
That try scored by Zach Hosking, the son of the famous mule. Played for the Manly Seagulls. We're trying to work out what a baby mule is called. I think it's called a Zach. That's a colt.
He wishes.
That's a good name. That's a footy player's name.
Colt.
Colt Hosking.
That is a good name, isn't it? It sounds like a Western movie star.
Can we change his name? Zach.
Starring John Wayne and Colt Hosking. Here's Yo now.
Need a penalty. The Storm. I think they go set for set. They're defending too well. Penrith.
Danica.
Yeah, we saw Scott Sorensen come from the field a couple of minutes ago. He went straight up the tunnel. It was due to a neck injury, but he has just come back out here onto the sideline, and he's every chance of returning into the action. We can just see him getting a little bit of treatment.
Oh, that's good news. Thanks, Danica. He looked like he was in all sorts of strife.
Oh, he had all that nerve pain going down his arm.
Edwards can't sprint away from them. Welsh down there on kick chase. To Ruva.
He's a good winger.
Nelson, Robson, score! Wait!
Stopped on the 30-metre line. Edwards once again came into the round of action with more tackle breaks than any other player in the competition. Jeez, that night.
Well, they can't tackle it.
Blinder.
Oh, this tin ball.
He reminds me a lot of a very young Jack Bird, doesn't he? Jack used to do that, swivel and bump and push people off, and very hard to tackle. Big barrel chest.
With an ankle-grabbing tackle that sees Wishart go to ground on the 20.
This would be pretty intimidating for all the other teams looking on. I mean, here's Melbourne Storm, one of the premier teams. They led 14-0, doing it in a canter. And the Panthers have just gone crash, bang, wallop.
And without one of the best players in the world, the general. So Jack Cogger, what a game he's had.
You were saying earlier, Andrew, that he was a young Newcastle boy.
Central Coast, I think, originally, but came through the Knights system.
I actually went and did a school presentation. I think he was about 15 or 16 years of age, and he won the Sportsman of the Year. I got to present the trophy on the night. Is he Trevor's son?
Trevor's son, yeah.
Trevor Cogger's son. I played against Trevor many, many years ago, who was mad. And he won't mind me saying that, but he was crazy. But I remember Jack Cogger, and he was always seen as the kid, you know, a teenager most likely to make it through to the NRL. But do we get too impatient with our young halfbacks? Definitely. Is there too much pressure on them?
Definitely. You go watch Jonathan Thurston when he was 21, 22. And then go watch him when he's 30, 31. Can't compare them. But what we want is our halfbacks at 20, 21 to play like Jonathan Thurston when he's 30, 31. It doesn't work like that. Billy?
Yeah, just looking at this Panthers team, they get great contribution from their outside backs. You think of their back five, as Cogger just puts a little kick in down to the corner. Their back five, Edwards, Taruba, Crichton and Tyre, they've all run for over 100 metres. Tungle's the only one that hasn't run for over 100 metres. I think we can forgive him tonight. He scored 2 tries and a try assist. So great contribution by the outside five of the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah, they just keep punching it up, don't they? Out of trouble. Melbourne is stuck here. King with a good run. And Justin Olam playing it on tackle 5 for Munster. Whacks it down the middle of Marvel Stadium, and there's the jack in the box. Swing out Taruba.
Tireless. Absolutely tireless.
Looks like he loves his footy.
He's got a big battery, that boy.
There's the peach. 200th game.
Sensational. He's played nearly every position on the field at one stage. He's played in the forwards, seen him play in the outside backs, played in the halves a little bit, played dummy half.
I reckon the only position he wouldn't have played is prop.
He's played lock forward at origin level.
That's true.
In his early days, we brought him to Panthers, and they said, what's his best position? I said, I don't know. I just know things happen when he's out there. Put him anywhere.
Oh, well taken. Nick Meaney above the pack. Don't forget that QR code, bottom right of screen, to get your beanie for Brain Cancer Round, supporting the Mark Hughes Foundation and the brilliant and valuable, in fact critical work that they are doing with respect to research into brain cancer. Coach Bellamy's got one. His head would be hot enough, but it's great to see that he's supporting the cause.
I think Mark Hughes, I think he's off to Canberra tomorrow for the big game down there when they play the Titans.
Is he blowing the horn?
Now there's a place, if you're going to the footy, you need a beanie there in Canberra.
2 even.
2?
Yeah. Yes, he's blowing the horn to get the Viking clap going tomorrow. And normally that's reserved for Canberra people only, so they've bestowed quite an honour on Mark Hughes.
Oh, he's an error. What do we got? We're going to have about 9.5 minutes to go here.
Shot clock on. Can we have here?
We'll get about 4 or 5 sets, the Storm.
Well, there's always a chance. He actually did well to pick it up, and then he lost the handle on it.
Just watching there, Munster, Harry Grant, Nick Mooney just had a little conference behind the scrum.
It's only 12.
Should be a trick shot around the middle of the field.
Quickly down to Billy.
Yeah, you've been saying it all night, Joey. This is Munster's time, and
dear.
Nick Meaney's dropped it on play 1, but if they ever need a Munster miracle, it's right now the Melbourne Storm. 9 minutes to go. They'll have to defend now.
Seen a bit of that tonight from both teams.
Yep.
I saw some vision of Ryan Pappenhausen running pretty freely today.
Yeah, they say he's not far away.
I saw him downstairs. He's sort of around maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, how good's that?
No indication how he's training, but they're suggesting that he will play.
He said yesterday he ran his flat out. He said he put the accelerator down, Pappenhausen.
I'd be fascinated to see if he's still got that blinding pace.
Westpac Reds and Panthers.
Yoda Leona, that was beautiful. And a try-saving tackle by the fullback. Peachy Bacoga and out to Luai. Stepping, breaking out of tackles, kicking in behind them. It's another one of the Panthers. This is an unbelievable performance by the dual defending premiers. From trailing 14-0 to putting a score on the Storm.
I said on 100% footy on Monday night, I thought the Panthers would win by a lot. I actually said by a lot. So I was completely surprised by what happened in the early part of the game. Storm leading 14-0. Harvey Norman replay. And that's just everyone tapping in. No one rests, no one relaxes. Luai keeps himself alive. He does that so often. Puts the kick through. Look at all the pink jerseys coming through. All coming through. I actually expected them to win very handsomely tonight, which they're ending up going to do, but I was quite shocked by the early start of the game and how well Melbourne were putting pressure on them. But they've withstood that pressure and they've come out the other side rampaging. The Storm have had no answer to them.
There was no look, there was no call. He just saw the space then, Jerome Luai, grabbed it through off his non-dominant foot. He's a left footer, he got it off the right foot. But the outside men, To'o, Crichton, they were all there. They were all coming. Dylan Edwards, he's there. Back play, I can see the Colt, Hosking, he's around there. They just know each other's play. They never rest. Legs never stop. Keep moving, just in case. They're making a statement tonight.
Melbourne couldn't have been much better for the first 25 minutes or so. They've been absolutely carved up.
This year, before a ball was kicked, I looked at the players they've lost. I thought, well, there's no chance. Absolutely no chance they can compete. They'll be up there, but they can't win it this year. But what a club.
So Totwell on the end of a glorious right-footed kick by Jerome Luai. So it's 34-2 now, since they scored the first try.
Yeah, not over yet.
Take the Panthers to the outright competition lead. Melbourne's still there around the top four. Cogger. Confidence growing by the game. Still got a few games to continue to mould himself, if you will, before Nathan Cleary returns. Meany tried hard as always tonight.
It was a brave decision last week by the coach, Ivan Cleary, to rest all their Origin stars with 6 Origin. Look at that tackle, Stephen Crichton. They rested 6 players from Origin, and they got the chocolates against the Knights. You can see, freshened them up. And they got the bye next week.
Yeah, but it hasn't been necessarily the Origin stars that have been the stars tonight, has it? Isaac Tonga, Dylan Edwards, Lindsay Smith, Jack Cogger, Fisher Harris, Jack Cogger, Moses Leota.
Smith is coming back for more towards the... Got up off the bench.
Taruva, Samir Taruva.
You can get a shot of Lindsay Smith when he runs on the field. I don't know if he's got a cork. Just watch him run on the field. It's the worst gait you've ever seen.
No, you wouldn't buy him.
Mate, he's dead set got down the way he's running.
Can't run.
If he was in the parade ring, he wouldn't get a bid.
He's dead set got gout.
He's got pins and needles. Here's Colt Hosking with a kick in behind them, and it's picked up by Meany.
Judge that kick, Andrew.
Yeah. Can't swear.
I've seen some worse ones this year.
Not really. No, I can't take my eyes off Lindsay Smith. He can't run. His big toe is throbbing.
Of all the diagnoses you've given him, gout.
Oh, I saw him at lunchtime. He was ripping into some seafood. Maybe some red wine too. Have a look here. He can hardly run.
Harry Grant carved him up in the first 25 minutes. They've totally played him out of the game since.
Well, he's tackled.
Yeah.
He's done so much tackling. 59 tackles for Harry Grant. When you do that much defence, you haven't got much petrol left for attack.
Counted for easily by Stephen Crichton.
Yeah, in this tackle of Stephen Crichton, he turns, and when he turns, Brian Tyro comes in from the side. Nothing illegal. He just gets caught up.
Tommy Eisenhuth, he's a Panther player too. Panther junior.
He played one game for the club.
He did. He did.
I had a little trivia question for you too, Andrew. As Hughes sends it out to Meany. Before tonight, Penrith had played one game here at Marvel Stadium. That was back in 2001. And on that occasion, a very famous player, great catch by Coates over the top, but Crichton's there. Very famous player made his debut on the wing for the Panthers, went on to play 300 NRL games and won 2 grand finals. Do you think of who it might have been?
Just give me a sec.
I've got it.
Won a Clive Churchill medal, actually.
Luke Lewis.
Correct.
Luke Lewis.
Yeah.
He's a skinny little winger too.
He was. He's not anymore.
Just let go.
It's like he lives in the gym.
Sunday footy. The 2 Origin captains head-to-head again. DCE at home. And James Tedesco leads the Roosters over 4 Pines Brookie. And an important afternoon in terms of the Mark Hughes Foundation Bennies for Brain Cancer round 2, because the Walkers, who were doing the wonderful trek from Newcastle to Sydney, will be culminating their journey at Brookvale. So we'll welcome them with great affection.
It's a big game for the Roosters. If they lose that, they're in real trouble.
Well, Jake Trebojevic back, Ben Trebojevic back, Brad Parker back.
I think the Roosters are in trouble anyway. If they lose this one, it's nearly impossible for them to play finals.
Peachy tackle, and and that might be the last play of the game. He's scurrying up to get one more crack at them. The referee says he didn't make it. That's full time in Friday night footy, and that is a statement, if ever we've seen one. From 14-0 down, the Panthers have got on to score 6 unanswered tries and thrashed Melbourne with plenty in hand. 34-16 here at Marvel Stadium.